He's 53 years old, makes $91,000 a year, drives a 2015 Honda Accord with 140,000 miles on it. And if you ask him how his finances are doing, he'll give you this slow nod and say, "Not bad." But his eyes tell a different story. There's $8,000 sitting on his credit card. Has been for about 2 years. He's got a set of golf clubs in the garage he's used maybe 3 times. He's covering his mother's medication bills. His son's still on his car insurance. And every single month, without fail, he maxes out his retirement account. His name is Marcus, and Marcus is not unusual. Marcus is basically the entire Generation X financial experience, packed into one human being. If you've ever looked at the Gen Zer in your life and thought, why are they like this with money? Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you isn't a personality quirk. It's not stubbornness. It's what happens when an entire generation gets handed the worst possible financial conditions at exactly the wrong time in their lives, and then gets told to figure it out. There are roughly 65 million Gen Zers in America right now, born between 1965 and 1980, currently between their mid-40s and early 60s. That's almost the same population size as the baby boomers. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Boomers control about 51% of all household wealth in the United States. Gen X controls 26%, same population, half the wealth. If wealth were split evenly by population, Gen X would have roughly 20 trillion more dollars than they actually do. That money didn't disappear. It just never made it to them. And to understand why, you have to go back to their childhoods, because everything about how Gen X handles money today traces directly back to what they lived through as kids. Gen X was the first generation in modern American history raised, on a massive scale, without parents in the house after school. The divorce rate doubled between 1960 and 1980. Women entered the workforce in huge numbers, but the support systems for working families weren't there yet. No after-school programs, no structured childcare culture. So millions of kids came home to an empty house, let themselves in with a key on a lanyard, made a snack, watched television, and waited. Around 40% of Gen Zers grew up as what people called latchkey kids. And here's what that does to a child's brain. When no adult is coming to fix things, you learn to fix things yourself. When you're 9 years old and something breaks, you handle it. Not because you're mature, because you have no other option. That lesson, no one is coming to rescue you, got wired in early, and it never left. Now let me tell you about Marcus growing up. Marcus was born in 1971. His parents separated when he was 12. He went to a state university, worked part-time the whole way through, and landed his first real job in 1993 at a mid-size insurance company, making $22,000 a year. HR handed him a packet on his first day, told him to sign up for something called a 401k. He put in 4% because that's what the woman at the desk suggested. By 2000, he had around $74,000 saved up. He felt like he was building something. Then the dot-com crash hit. His account dropped to $38,000 in about 14 months. He kept contributing. He kept showing up. By 2006, he'd rebuilt to $140,000, bought a house that same year for $280,000, got married, had 2 kids, felt finally like the pieces were falling into place. Then 2008 happened. The house dropped to $190,000 practically overnight. His retirement account fell from $140,000 to $61,000. He was underwater on the mortgage. Didn't walk away, just kept paying, because that's what Marcus does. By 2019, his father had a serious health issue. Marcus started covering gaps in the care costs. By 2020, COVID hit, and his daughter needed financial help to finish college online. By 2023, his mother needed additional support. His brother couldn't contribute much, so Marcus absorbed it. Today, Marcus is 53. His retirement account has about $290,000 in it. His house is worth around $450,000. with $170,000 left on the mortgage. He has $8,000 in credit card debt that never quite goes away. He needs somewhere close to $1.3 million to retire, with any real comfort. He has maybe 9 years. The math doesn't work, and Marcus knows it. Here's what's strange, though, and this is the part that genuinely stunned me when I first saw the numbers. According to Fidelity's most recent data, Gen X has the highest 401k savings rate of any generation in America, 15.4% of income, the only generation consistently above the recommended threshold. But Experian's consumer debt data tells a completely different story at the same time. Gen X also carries the highest average credit card balance of any generation, around $9,600 per household. That's 40% more than baby boomers, 40% more than millennials. How does a generation become both the most disciplined savers and the most indebted credit card users simultaneously? The answer is something researchers call the sandwich generation effect. A Pew Research study found that more than half of Americans in their 40s are simultaneously supporting an aging parent and financially helping an adult child. More than half. Think about what that looks like in one household. You're maxing out your retirement account because you're terrified of being broke at 70, but you're also sending $400 a month toward your mom's care facility and covering your son's car insurance because he's still getting established. And then the water heater goes out. $2,200 on the Visa because your liquid cash was already stretched across 3 directions. The credit card isn't a character flaw. It's a math problem. It's what happens when one paycheck gets asked to do the work of 3. And here's the structural thing that made all of this dramatically harder. The thing that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. For most of the 20th century, American workers had what financial people call a 3-legged retirement stool, a pension from your employer, Social Security, and your own savings on top. Gen X's parents mostly had all 3, but somewhere around 1980, that deal quietly changed. In 1978, Congress passed a tax provision called Section 401. It was originally designed as a small benefit for executive compensation. A benefits consultant realized it could be used to build entire employer-sponsored retirement plans, where employees saved their own money, and employers contributed a match. Corporate America saw it differently. They saw a way to move pension liability off company balance sheets and onto workers' shoulders. Over the next 2 decades, the American pension system was quietly dismantled. In 1980, 38% of private sector workers had a defined benefit pension. Today, it's around 15%. Among Gen X specifically, only 14% have a pension. Among baby boomers, 56%, same country, same workforce, born 15 years apart. 4 times the pension coverage for the older group. Marcus's father worked 30 years at a manufacturing plant and retired with a guaranteed monthly check for life. Marcus will retire with a balance he has to manage carefully and hope he doesn't outlive. The rules changed mid-game, and most of Gen X didn't realize it until it was already too late to change course. Here's what I want to leave you with, because this story doesn't end in one place. Gen X is actually 2 very different financial realities living inside the same generation. Fidelity's data shows that 60% of all 401k millionaires in their system are Gen Zers, 60% of the millionaires. But the median Gen X retirement balance is around $67,000. Both of those things are true at the same time. What that tells you is that inside one generation, there's someone who saw the instability early, saved aggressively, built their own plan from scratch, and is going to retire comfortably. And right next to them, there's someone who did everything they were told. Bought the house, funded the retirement account, helped the parents, supported the kids, and ran out of margin somewhere around 2017. The difference between those 2 people isn't income. It's not luck or inheritance. It's how the same childhood experience, learning to survive alone, shaped 2 different adults. One became a hyper-disciplined builder who trusted no one and planned for everything. The other became quietly reliable, absorbing every hit, supporting everyone around them, slowly running out of room. So when you see a Gen Zer driving the same car for 14 years, that's not stubbornness. That's someone who watched a parent lose a job with no warning and decided to never depend on the next paycheck being guaranteed. When you see one who won't touch their retirement account, no matter what, that's not obsession. That's a person whose brain was permanently marked by watching an account get cut in half. Twice. Gen X isn't weird about money. Gen X is the exact predictable result of being handed an economy that kept changing the rules and still showing up anyway. That kind of financial resilience deserves more than a raised eyebrow. It deserves some real understanding. If you want to understand how money actually works, not the polished version, but the real version, subscribe to Money IQ Pro. We break down money, wealth, and financial behavior in ways that actually make sense. Because the more clearly you see the system, the better your chances of building something inside it.